Rain pours down in torrents. Even so, the moon has found a break in the clouds and shines through, illuminating the ground and casting a dark shadow on the face of the Sumner estate. The five high school juniors stare intimidated at the front of the Grand Sumner Mansion, a large three-story Victorian style house made of red brick, with the moon shining brightly behind the home. A dark and foreboding shadow looms over the face of the house. Some light can be seen through the windows, but no one appears to be home. A feeling of finality rests in the hearts of the kids, as they have been tormented by some unknown spirit outside the mansion gates. The dead body of Jason Breyer sits in a blue 1974 Chevy pickup truck. A guard lies on the ground in front of the small guardhouse, and the kids stare past the gates towards the house, determined to quell the chaos at Crescent Wash. To this point, you have decided to come here to end the murders, to bring an end to the Blue Lady. Nathan, remind us of what you guys are thinking and what your plan is for the evening.
Well, our plan is to figure out how the hell we're gonna get Fluffy back. That's the problem. Or Bunny. Fluffers. And we got to figure out how we're gonna do that. And we got to get into that mansion to figure it out. And I don't know how because we got two dead bodies laying around and we don't know what to do.
You have one dead body in the pickup truck.
So,
The
yes.
guard
We don't know.
is still breathing.
Oh, so he's not dead. Okay. He's alive.
He's not dead. He's alive. He is, at this point, he's past being knocked out and is pretty much just fallen asleep at this time.
A long time to sleep.
It is night, after all.
Okay.
I'm going to assume, since we ended last session with you guys preparing to come to the mansion, that you have gathered everything that you feel you would need.
Yeah, I think we got everything.
Do you remember where it is that you are headed at this point? What clues you guys have had? And this is collectively towards everybody. If you have any notes that are written down, where are you guys going to start at this point? For the most part, I give you guys the scene.
Well, didn't Jason point us to the right of the gate?
Yes. He pointed to the right of the gate, I think.
Yeah, I believe it was the wine cellar to the right, under the house.
So
Yes, Jason directed us to the wine cellar.
And that's where we need to go.
Question is, though, how do we get in without waking up the guard?
Very quietly.
Well, I'm
We
okay.
can hit him in the head.
He can't hear me, so.
Well, you're safe to talk.
The gate, the wrought iron gate with the pedestrian door is still in front of you. How are you going to proceed through the gate?
I mean, they're still open, right? Or are they locked?
Last you knew, the gate closed after the blue lady, the spirit shut it, after failing to lure you and Shaggy into it.
Well, I guess if we're are we there? Like, are we heading there? Or are we already
Yes,
there?
you are already there. You
Okay.
are basically between the guardhouse and the pickup truck. It is within 10 feet of you guys as a group.
Okay.
Okay, so I
Relatively
guess
quiet.
Question. Is it a wall surrounding it? If so, what does the wall look like?
There is a roughly 20-foot arched wrought iron vehicle gate. Within one of the sides is a pedestrian gate door that would open up, and then that connects to a tall 25-foot wall, and it spans the entirety of the Sumter Mansion, which has been built on a cliffside. So the wall goes all the way over to where the cliffside would be.
Did anybody bring a grappling hook?
no. I don't got one of those.
No.
Well, darn.
And you were going to say before, Nathan?
I'm gonna try. Like, we have to go through that gate still, right? That side gate. Or are we already?
I mean, that's an option.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go open the door. I'm gonna open the side gate so I can get in.
Okay, it swings open.
Easy enough. All right, I'm gonna head on in. Is there anything
Also-
around?
We should all agree to stick together.
Yes. Well, then we're all gonna go in then.
Okay, it's big enough for each of you to file in single file, but sticking relatively close to one another, you make your way inside. There is, I would say, about 100 yards worth of driveway that leads up to the mansion. On either side is still pretty well manicured lawn, trees, some flower beds, so forth and so on. In front of you, there are relatively those large security cameras, video cameras, pointed at various angles. How do you decide to approach the mansion?
Is there any way to duck under like the cameras, like where they can't see, or is it pretty wide angle that the cameras are pointing at?
You can make a brains check, Nathan, please. I'm gonna say difficulty of 9.
Yeah.
From taking just a cursory look at it, to you feels like no matter how you approach the house, you will be seen. I want all of you right now, if you could just make a quick brains check, relatively easy. Also, Nathan, give yourself an adversity token. If all of you could make a brains check, difficulty of 4.
Confused. Why are we even bothering with this? Like, there's literally been a dead guy sitting in the parking lot of this mansion for days. He's rotting. So obviously nobody is here. There's no way they would let this guy be dead in his rotting car for days.
Sorry, I messed up putting in my modifier. I got it though.
And as Soraya says this, you all realize that you remember that just at the beginning of the year, the Sumtners had relocated the HQ, the main offices, to New York. So the chances of anybody really monitoring the cameras are relatively low, but you will be recorded entering into here if the cameras are running. So there's a pretty good chance you won't get spotted tonight, but there's a pretty good chance that you may get seen at a later time.
Yeah, but it's the 80s. How good is the face technology on these things?
Put your hoodie up and go through.
There you go.
Quick question. Did anybody bring clothes for me for it in case I get brought back? Cause pretty sure my clothes exploded.
I got some chewing gum. We can mold you a shirt. We'll just Adam and Eve it. We'll make you some clothes out of some leaves.
Leaves and chewing gum.
That's right.
I was smart not to bring clothes just in case.
Yay!
Nathan has a backpack and a duffel bag. Just got everything he could possibly need, including an extra change of clothes. So, the question stands: how do you go about approaching the wine cellar?
Well, I'm gonna put my hoodie up. I'm sure everybody else will too if they have one, just in case. I'm gonna head for the cellar.
I don't have a hoodie, so I'm just gonna head for the cellar.
Hide your face with your hair.
Shaggy, how do you approach the mansion?
What hair?
I just go up to the mansion.
Soraya, how do you approach the mansion?
Wait, what's everyone else doing? Y'all are just walking up to it?
Nathan has pulled a hoodie up over his head,
Okay.
and he is kind of crouched down, heading towards the right, where you guys were directed to. Chris is kind of just walking up. Shaggy's just walking up. How are you moving,
I'm
Soraya?
also going to put my hood up and walk.
In all
With
fairness,
rest
the
of
way
them.
that Chris dresses is very distinctive, so I don't think covering my face is gonna help.
Chris.
Cheeks, you have starting student screens on.
Is it still there?
Yes.
Still.
Yeah, that's why I
I don't know
DM'd
what's
you.
I don't know what's.
I
don't know what's
DM'd him
going
too.
on here. It should be. Oh, you know what? There we go.
There we go.
Hey, look at that.
Ooh, I like that visual.
Me too. Creepy moon.
It's a house.
No, Shaggy, it's not edible.
No.
This is not Willy Wonka.
You aren't even gonna let me try and eat it?
No, don't lick
No.
banisters.
Well, I mean, we might want him to try and eat part of the house to let us in.
That's true.
Chris, we will start with you. Make a charisma check, please. Difficulty of 10.
Before I make this check, do you remember what my bonus was?
I believe it was just to the end of that particular session. The temporary one are you talking about?
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure how long it lasted.
Yeah, it was just for the session.
Okay.
So yes, charisma, difficulty of 10. You rolled a 1, a natural 1. Would you like to increase that with any adversity tokens?
I'm gonna add an adversity token to get it off of being a 1.
Okay, and you did add an adversity token for your 2 that you rolled previously, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Soraya, make a charisma check, please. Difficulty of 10. would you like to add any adversity tokens at this time?
No.
Shaggy, can you roll a charm roll, please? Difficulty of 10. Shaggy, would you like to add any adversity tokens to increase that from a natural 1?
Sure, I'll add 1.
You're going to add 1?
Yeah, to make it a 2.
Okay. Bunny, can you make a charm roll, please? Difficulty of 10. And for all of you that have failed, remember to add an adversity token as well. Bunny, you rolled a 2. Would you like to add an adversity token or leave it as is?
No, just leave it.
All right.
Do you
Give
still
yourself
add
an
an
adversity token.
Do you
Even
still
if
add
you
an
use one,
adversity
yeah.
token? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if you fail, you add 1. So it's kind of one of those things that if you want to close the gap, you kind of just increase the number without adding or subtracting. It's easier that way. But you can do it however you wish.
It's music.
What you all see shakes you all to your core, except for you, Nathan. All of you. Soraya, Chris, Shaggy, and Bunny. You see what looks like the Blue Lady, but her face is contorted, burned. A ghastly look on her face. And she immediately starts floating inches off the ground towards an oblivious Nathan. You see fire almost coming out of her eyes. As a group, Bunny, Shaggy, Chris, and Soraya, what do you do as you see her howling and floating at what you could be considered a running speed from the mansion towards Nathan?
Wait, why am I oblivious to this?
You just don't see it.
Oh, okay, shit.
I'm gonna
I'm
tell
assuming-
everyone real quick, guys. We gotta stick together. Everyone, get to Nathan.
So I'm gonna assume because I was the second one to follow Nathan through the gate, I'm probably the closest person to him.
Physically, yes.
So I'm gonna attempt to grab Nathan and pull him away from that direction.
Oh, very well. Shaggy, what do you do as you see this specter flying towards Nathan and you see Chris, and Chris starts to reach for Nathan?
I stare at it and say, hey, that's pretty cool.
Raya, what
Wow,
do you do?
thanks.
I'm gonna scream, look out, or what the fuck is that? You know, like, yeah.
So Nathan, Chris grabs you by your shoulders. You hear Bunny scream, everybody towards Nathan. Soraya starts screaming, what the fuck is that? And they're all looking in your direction, as well as Chris grabbing you and trying to pull you to the side. What do you do, Nathan?
I'm gonna be shocked. Like, what's going on? What do you guys? What's happening?
I will give you all one line. So say one thing to Nathan. We'll start in turn. Shaggy, what do you say as you hear him say, what is that? What's going on?
How is it floating?
How is it floating? Bunny, what do you say?
It's a demented blue lady.
Chris, what do you say?
Just move!
Soraya, what do you say?
I don't even know. I don't. I'm just, yeah,
She's screaming.
I'm screaming and I'm like,
I'm just gonna hit the floor really fast and go prone, cover my head.
Nathan, make a flight check, please. Difficulty of 4.
Hoo-hoo.
You hit the deck. The soft grass presses up against your face as Chris kind of stumbles back a little bit and kind of kneels with you. And what you all see is the blue lady float over Nathan, pass him by about 10 feet, turn, and her face distorts into a grimace of anger and hatred. Her eyes burning as she stares at Nathan. Nathan, you feel as you hit the grass, what you feel is like this breeze blow over the top of your head. As you look towards the direction it went to, as you look left and as you look right, you still don't see anything. Whereas the rest of you all see this happening. What's the next thing that you do? Also, Nathan, now you may roll a charm roll, please. Difficulty of 6.
I'm gonna use adversity token to make it a 6.
Use an adversity token to make it a 6. As you look up, you see this spectral lady about 10 feet away from you, glaring at you. And she starts to move towards you.
I'm gonna get in my
So-
bag and grab the salt, and I'm gonna throw salt. Then put salt in my hand. I'm gonna throw the salt at her. Can I do that? Is that gonna work?
I have a
Make
question because I'm technically, we've established I'm technically connected to the spiritual realm in some way, shape, or form that we don't quite understand, correct?
as of yet, yes.
Okay, is there any way that I can maybe shield Nathan?
If you can, you're not sure how.
What if I just
It's-
really try with all I've got? Telling everybody, hey, everybody, touch each other! Give me your energy!
I mean, we can try the salt thing first, see if that works.
Nathan, make a flight check. Difficulty of 6.
Ooh.
You unpop the salt and just throw it at her in an arc, and she slips sideways and barely missing her, but she aligns herself back with you and continues to float towards you. Bunny, how many adversity tokens do you have?
I have 3. Sorry. I was...
You have 3 adversity tokens. Make a charm roll, please. Difficulty of 15. So my next question is, as Bunny says, everybody, give me your energy, hold hands, get together. What do the 3 of you do? Shaggy, what do you do as she calls this out? Do you...
I'm gonna just stand there for a moment and then do what she says.
Okay. And Chris, you are pretty close still to Nathan physically. It would just take a brief moment for you to reach out and grab his hand or whatever. Do you do so?
Yes.
And Soraya, what do you do?
I'm gonna be like, what the hell, Bunny? If the freaking ghosts don't kill us, you're gonna kill us by sucking us dry.
I'll give it back, I promise. Just touch somebody.
Just try it. Just everybody hold hands. Come on.
Who's closest to Soraya?
Soraya is
I'm
actually
right behind you
probably
guys.
yeah. So do you connect yourself, Soraya, or no?
No.
Okay.
Shaggy, grab her.
Grab her, Shaggy. She's got food.
Food.
So the blue lady comes up to you, and Soraya, you're just like, no. And as people are trying to figure things out, you see the blue lady get within about 5 feet of Nathan, and this shimmering bluish hue of some kind of shield kind of ripples as the blue lady bounces, hits into it, and just kind of floats backwards and scowls. Bunny, you feel at this point as if you can even barely talk anymore. You are exhausted. You are spent. You can talk, but it takes a lot of effort for you to do so. You know that doing something like this again anytime soon is outside of your wheelhouse.
Okay, I have 2 words. Window, run!
Trying to get to the wine cellar, not inside the house.
The wine cellar has a window. Remember, we looked through it.
Okay, fine. Let's go to the window.
Nathan, make a flight check, please. Difficulty of 4. Chris, yeah, make your flight check. Okay. Chris, make a brawn check, please. Difficulty of 6. You rolled a 2. Do you have any adversity tokens you would like to make that a success?
No.
Give yourself an adversity token. The blue lady comes up to you, Chris, or actually passes by you, heading for Nathan, as Nathan gets up and starts to head towards the cellar door and pushes you with such force that you stumble back about 10 feet and land on your back. At this point, Nathan has gotten about 5 feet away from you. Soraya, you see the blue lady head towards Nathan and push Chris down. What do you do?
I run to Chris to make sure she's okay. Well, run, I guess, walk over. She's like right next to me, right? I'm still like relatively close to.
Yeah, she's a little bit to the side now of you, but yeah, she got pushed a little bit past you. Shaggy, you
Okay.
see this happen. What do you do?
I don't know.
Nathan, you're starting to run.
Can I yell at both of them to go with Nathan?
Yes, absolutely. Go for it.
So I yell at both of them, go with Nathan! And then I'm going to start trying to get up off the ground.
Okay. Nathan, the blue lady, you look behind you a little bit as you hear Chris shout this out, and you see that she's on her back. The blue lady is just a few feet away from you, chasing you. What do you do?
Do I have anything in my backpack that I can use, like a charm or something we brought with us?
Chances are you'd have to stop and look for it.
Is the window or door open? Like, can I easily get to it? Like, what's trying to think. Because if the windows are closed or stopped, then I gotta stop anyways. But I have a chance of stopping it if I have something in my backpack. So either way, I'm screwed. I don't know what to do here. Who's with me right now, or am I by myself?
Right now, you are about 5 feet away from Shaggy, who is about 5 feet away from Chris, who is just within arm's reach of Soraya.
I'm gonna ask
I'll
Bunny
say
what I
10
should do.
feet away.
I'm gonna ask Bunny what I should do.
Okay.
Bunny, what do I do? What do I do?
Stay together.
We can't stay together right now. This thing's chasing me.
Find a way. It's in you.
Nathan, make a flight check, please. Difficulty of 4.
Okay.
You juke to the right in the direction of the group and start kind of making a semicircle. And as you do, the lady in blue just kind of stops, shifts, and continues moving towards you. Soraya, Chris has yelled out at this point, "Go with Nathan." And she yelled this to you as well, Shaggy. And you see Nathan running from the lady in blue, and he pivots and starts kind of making an arc in front of the house back towards you guys. What do you do, Soraya?
I don't fucking know. I look at Chris, I look at Nathan. I am like so fucking confused. Like, I don't.
Soraya.
Can I hold on?
Just-
Do I have salt left?
Did you say
Right now, you're running at top speed.
Oh.
Do you have any left in your hand? I would say no.
Okay. I'm gonna
Just
throw my
try-
backpack. I'm gonna run by. If I can run by Chris, I'm gonna throw my backpack and tell her to look for something to stop it.
All right. But before you do that, Chris,
Okay.
what were you going to say? What were you going to do? Soraya's kind of looking at you, looking at Nate, looking at you, looking at Nate, looking at the lady in blue. What do you do, Chris?
Does Soraya have any of those sticks that her grandmother gave her?
Ask her.
Soraya, do you have the sticks that your grandmother gave you?
Yeah.
Light
Well-
one up.
Light one!
Okay. I grab it. I grab my lighter and light it.
Shaggy, you see Soraya looking up, looking down. You hear this conversation going on. She pulls the sage sticks out of her. I don't know. Where are you holding them at this point, Soraya? Did you bring a backpack with you, or are they in your
Yeah.
back pocket?
Am I on
have
my
a
feet yet?
backpack too,
Yes,
just like
Chris, you are.
everyone else.
Okay, Soraya, you pull out the incense sticks and start lighting it. Shaggy, what do you do at this point?
I'm just gonna follow Nathan, whatever he's doing.
Okay. So
Is the stick lit?
So yeah, she's getting it lit, and Shaggy is starting to catch up to Nate. Shaggy, if you could do me a favor and roll a flight check, please. Difficulty of 4. You pretty easily head up and start keeping pace with Nathan. Nathan, make a flight check, please. Difficulty of 4. All right, so now you have a choice. You can, which direction are you going to run? You're going to keep running straight? Or are you going to do a semicircle back towards the gate?
I'm gonna
where the
run-
group is? What are you doing?
I'm gonna run to Chris and I'm gonna throw my backpack and tell her to look for anything in there.
So Nathan, you pivot again and turn and start heading back towards the group. Shaggy is next to you, and you shuffed your backpack off and you toss it at Chris. Chris, we come to you. He throws his backpack at you and says, look for something. And his backpack lies at your feet as he bolts past you. Shaggy right next to him, keeping pace, and the blue lady about 7 to 10 feet behind. Tell me, what are you going to look for?
I have an important question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the stick lit yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab the backpack, shove it at Soraya. Try and look for salt, and then I'm gonna snatch the stick out of her hand and turn towards the blue lady. And sorry.
And
And I'm gonna yell, "Hey, you crispy bitch!" and throw the stick at her.
make a brains check, please. Difficulty of 5. You throw it at her, and it lands, and she just stops, screeches and howls, and moves around in about a 10-foot radius around where you landed it. And it has slowed her down considerably, giving Nathan, you are now about 20 feet in front of the blue lady. You have room. Soraya, you notice as Chris shoves the Nathan's backpack in your arms and snatches the incense sage from you, says what she says. You look up, confused, not sure what you should be looking for. You see that the blue lady actually turns and stares at you or Chris. You're not sure which, but she is staring in your direction. What do you do, Soraya?
So what you're telling me is there's a burning ghost staring at me?
So the blue lady is wearing a blue
Oh.
dress. Her
Uh-huh.
eyes seem like they're on fire. Her face looks like it has been burned and melted away. Um, Chris has thrown the sage, and she is keeping a good 10 foot. She's making a 10-foot circle around it to avoid it. But yes, she is looking at you or Chris or the both of you, and she is starting to move in your direction.
I'm gonna take another stick out of my bag and light it.
Okay. So you drop Nathan's backpack to the ground, you pull out another stick, and you
Well-
light it.
I wouldn't say drop, but yeah, I put it down, grab another.
Okay.
My backpack is probably already open, right? Because I just took out a stick, so
Sure.
yeah, so I'm gonna grab another one. Shuffle whatever I need to shuffle around, I guess, to do that. And yeah. Light
Bunny.
it.
Very well. Bunny, we have not heard from you in a while. What are you thinking, or is there anything you can struggle to say at this point?
I'm wondering what is in Nathan's backpack that she is so interested in.
The ashes.
Huh?
I've got those ashes in my backpack.
It could
Where's
be the
Bunny?
ashes.
Oh, we
or-
all have a piece of her, huh?
Yeah, you all have a piece of meat. Or do you have that photo?
I have the photo and I have the ashes.
So the backpack's over by Soraya, so I'm going to say, Soraya, take out the photo and throw it.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take out the photo and I'm going to take out the lighter and light that bitch on fire.
So you were in the process of lighting the incense on fire. You heard
Okay.
Bunny say this. Do you stop lighting the incense and instead look for the picture with the
No,
intent of burning it?
I will light the incense, set the incense down. How much time? Like seconds, right? Okay.
You have
so-
about you have enough time to do one thing.
Okay, sure. I'll drop the incense.
I mean, you can light it and then put it on the ground if you'd like.
Well, that's what I'd like to do. Or light it. Yeah, light it, set it on the ground, because it is still going to be a form of protection. And then reach for the backpack to look for the photo, because I'm assuming it's going to take me a minute to go through Nathan's backpack. I have no idea where anything is in it. That's going to take a few seconds.
I'm gonna grab the incense off the ground and hold it and try to gesture Nathan and Shaggy over.
Okay. Nathan and Shaggy, you noticed as you're running that the blue lady has stopped in her tracks and she has turned towards the girls. And she is starting to float in their direction. You see Soraya fumbling with the sage. You hear what Bunny says. She puts the sage, the incense down. Chris picks it up and Soraya starts rifling through. Chris looks over at you two and says, "Come closer." You know, what do you do, Nathan? What do you do, Shaggy?
Well, I don't have anything with me, so I'm gonna run towards them, protect them, since I have heroic as a strength. I'm gonna run towards them and try and protect them.
And Shaggy, what do you do?
I'm gonna slowly run over to them, like in a big circle or something.
Okay. Soraya, make a brains check, please, for me. Difficulty of 6. You've been friends with Nathan pretty well. You kind of are very familiar with how he sets up his backpack. And though in his level of controlled chaos, most people would have no idea and would probably spend a good 5-10 minutes looking for the picture, the ashes, the whole 9 yards. Your instinct and familiarity with him almost guides your hands, and you immediately open up one zipper and pull the picture out as if you knew exactly where it was. You lift it to your face. Is there anything you'd like to say before you light it on fire?
No. Anyone? I mean, I got nothing.
You spin the wheel of the Bic lighter, hitting the propane release latch. Immediately it lights, and the picture, like as if it was paper, catches fire. And as it does, the blue lady also catches on fire. She howls and screams an ear-piercing cry as you see her engulfed in flames. And as the wind blows, it carries her flames up and dissipating her entirety of her essence.
Yeah, now I have something to say. Shariah's gonna mumble fucking bitch.
The blue lady is gone. You have roughly one more task left at hand, and that is to figure out a way to get Bunny her body back. I give you, the group, the scene.
Well, great work on burning the picture.
I'm sorry. Did I not just save your life?
Yes, you did. I didn't mean that as in a bad way. I mean, great
Okay.
work.
Why didn't we do that yesterday?
'Cause I didn't even think about that.
I'm just glad everyone's okay. So can we please?
All right. Well, now that
in the wine cellar.
now that she's gone, let's get to that wine cellar. Now that we have nothing else. Hopefully, nothing behind that damn door.
Hopefully nothing else.
Great minds.
There's a lot of dead people between us and them.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head over to the door. Let's go.
So as you approach the side of the house that Jason had previously mentioned, you see this gigantic rose bush covering it, and behind it is a window, the window that you had seen previously into the wine cellar. How do you propose to get into the basement located wine cellar?
I'm just gonna try and open the door.
Well, it's not a door, it's just a window, and then there's your front door
Oh.
that you have.
There's no like wine cellar doors. Like there's usually like some kind
There's
of.
no access to the wine cellar from outside.
Oh,
That's crazy.
That is correct. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
is the window to the wine cellar open? Like, can we open it?
It's closed.
But can it be open?
And it's
Is that
behind
be
a
open?
thorny bush.
Oh, I guess
It's
we're
behind
going
a
in.
thorny bush, yeah.
I guess we're going into the front doors.
Wait a minute. How big is this house? You're telling me there are no back doors, no servant entrance, no what the fuck? I'm looking
Yeah.
at this house. It's huge.
What you're seeing, that's pretty much what it looks like, yeah.
So where's the if we're like there's a servant's entrance?
Yeah,
I'm
there's a service
assuming
entrance.
A
You can
servant or a back door or something.
You are more than welcome to assume anything.
Not
Well-
assuming I'm like
So it looks like there's a side door. Which side of the house is the wine cellar on?
The right.
So looking at it, well, actually looking at
Oh,
it
the
from
left.
this direction, it would be on the left.
So what's that? Yeah. So there's like a little thing right there, like a gazebo looking thing, or a side entrance door, like. Yeah.
So why don't we try to go in the door closest to where the wine cellar is?
Well, to do that.
And so you've got the front door, you've got basically the sunroom door, which is, as you're looking at it, to the right, and then some kind of observation entrance, side entrance to the left. How are you going to go about circling the house? Are you going to stay together or split up?
We need
I
to
think we
stay
should stay
together. We don't know what the hell is down there.
Well, we know there
Please.
was at least two ghosts because the spooky blue lady and then the guy that's dead in the truck. So who's to say there's not more?
that's what I just said.
Right? Exactly.
Please pretend that you're all glued together.
I mean, technically, you're glued to us, so.
So we try to go in the door on the side of the house, the observatory, I think is what you called it, door.
Yes. Yes.
On the left
Sure.
side. You go around to the side door and you see it. It is, interestingly enough, labeled with a small little copper bronze plaque. It says servants
Oh, sorry.
on the side. You try the door and it is locked. What do you do about that?
Nathan, do you
Who's good at picking locks?
Nathan, do you have my backpack?
Chris.
Yes.
Take
What's
out
that
my
supposed to mean?
student ID card and slide it.
That's not gonna work.
Yes, it will.
Okay,
Do
hold
it
on,
all
I'm
the
gonna
time.
I'm gonna take a student ID card and try and scan it.
No,
No,
no, you
Slide it
slide
on the latch. You slide it. Oh my god.
You slide it behind the latch and pop the latch.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
Oh,
I've never broken into any hotel rooms or anything in my life.
So-
Yeah,
we believe you, Chris.
I'm gonna do what they said.
Nathan, make a brains roll, please. Difficulty of 12. You
Ugh.
slide the flimsy plastic ID in, and you have no idea what you're doing, but you're trying.
That's why I said Chris.
Chris,
Fine, I'm gonna hand it to Chris.
Chris, Nathan turns at you, kind of like almost shoves, but not quite. Aggressively hands you the student ID. What do you do, Chris?
I'm gonna roll my eyes and take it, and then try to pop it behind the latch to pop the door open.
Before you do that, make a brains check, please. Difficulty of 10.
Can I help her with?
Very well.
Can I use some adversity tokens?
If you would like to, yes.
I'm gonna use 3 and make it a
This-
success. Wait, what? I'm sorry.
Well, as I was going to say, you haven't even tried to pick it yet. You haven't even tried to adhere it. This is just kind of an observation.
Okay, well that's fine then. I'm
But
not
it's an
gonna use
important
adversity.
observation. So
Well then I will use adversity tokens. My goodness.
I want to start with that.
It's a 10. I used 3.
okay. As you look at the door, you realize that it is not just casually locked, but it is also deadbolted.
Okay, yeah, you can't use a student ID to pop a lock on a deadbolt. So I'm gonna hand the ID back to Nathan.
Now what?
I guess
I don't know. The only thing that I have in my backpack that even comes close to being able to pick a lock is my butterfly knife, but I don't think that's gonna work on a deadbolt either.
So what do we do?
Have to figure out a way to get past the rose bush.
Or we can go check the front door.
Let's check the front door.
Because if you remember, dead creepy guy in the truck said he was gonna try to clear the way for us, so maybe he meant through the front door.
Well, let's go to the front.
So you go to the front door, and very similar to the side door, the front door is locked. And Chris, you take a really good look at it. You can't tell, but you know that the size and obviously the expense of the door, it probably has at least one deadbolt, possibly more.
Well, this is a no-go.
All right, well, hold on. I got an idea. Is there glass on the front door? Like, is that glass?
It is glass.
I'm going to wrap my hand up in like, I don't know, I'm going to take my hoodie off. I'm going to wrap my hand up and I'm going to smash the window open. I'm going to release the deadbolt.
Now we're breaking
Make
and
a-
entering.
Make a bronze. Make a brawn check, please. Difficulty of 10.
I can use
You
2,
rolled
make it a 9
7.
if anybody's got something else they can, if they have a token they can give me.
I have some, and I am technically connected, but it's up to the choreographer if I can use them.
I'm going to use 2 at least, so it makes it 9. I need 1 more.
And
But
I
if we
assist
do-
him or no choreographer?
I'm gonna say in this situation, no.
Damn it.
I'm gonna
Nathan,
walk
you
away
pull
for
your-
30 seconds.
Nathan, you pull your hand back after you wrap it, and you put every ounce of strength that you feel that you have against the glass, and it's almost like you hit a glass brick, kind of sort of.
Oh.
It cracks, really effectively cracks, but it holds tight.
Damn. Well, anybody else got any other ideas? I almost broke my hand, so.
With the natural one, you probably would have.
What is the gap, if any, between the rose bush and the house? Or is it flush against the house?
When you looked at it last time, there is enough room for one person at a time to squeeze behind the rose bush and the wine cellar window. So you could all get in there, but you could only do one at a time. Otherwise, someone would be in the rose bush.
Well, I guess we're trying that then.
I'm sorry, what did I miss?
Nathan almost breaking his hand trying to punch the window pane on the door. Bunny asked if there was enough room between the rose bush and the wine cellar window, and I informed the group that there is enough room for one person at a time to squeeze between the rose bush and the building, the mansion. So you could get in there, but it would have to be single file.
Why don't we continue to walk around the outside of the house and check the other door that we know exists and check the windows and see if any of them are open?
We can do that.
So I'm just gonna say that you guys walk around the house inspect the doors, inspect the windows. This place is locked up tight. The lights are on merely to give the illusion that somebody is home with all the noise that you guys have been making. Nobody has come out of the house. Other than you, there's no noise except for like the crickets, the night birds, so forth and so on.
So is there no other way into the house other than the wine cellar window?
I mean, for the most part, if the wine cellar window is the way that you want to, is the glass that you want to break, then yes, there is no other way into the house. The doors, all readily accessible points of entrance, doors, windows, are all locked up tight.
And we didn't
I mean,
see
if you-
any
if
hiding
you-
keys anywhere.
Why don't
If
we
you-
try?
Had
Sorry, go ahead.
something per se to break the window with, you could probably break any one of these windows.
Why don't we try to go get a rock and try to break one of the windows that's not a double reinforced front door window?
We can try that.
I'm gonna go pick up a rock because there's probably big
Soraya.
rocks around the flower bed.
Soraya, make a brains check, difficulty of 5, please.
Oh my god.
Would you
The
like to use two?
fuck?
Would you like
Yes.
to use 2 adversity tokens?
The fuck? Yes.
Chris mentions a rock, and you haphazardly remember that at some point earlier in the night, when you were here before, you guys had found hammers, crowbars, and the like in the pickup truck. But you're unsure as to where those items are now. But you do remember that. If you would like to make mention of it before they go finding a rock.
There are tools in the truck, guys.
Oh yeah. Use the tools to get in.
Did we
And for
put the
a moment-
crowbar back, or does somebody have that?
I think one of us kept it.
Actually, if I remember right, we set it on the ground behind the truck and rifled through it, found a basically hacksaw, and unsuccessfully tried to use that to cut a bar off the gate.
You remember correctly, Bunny.
I guess we'll go back and check the truck for a crowbar.
So you go back
Or
to
I
the
could use a
truck
rock.
and would you like to use a rock, or would you like to go look for the crowbars?
Do you guys want to go get the crowbar, or you want to try to use a rock?
Try to use the crowbar.
All right, let's go get the crowbar.
Okay.
So you make the small trip back to the truck, and sure enough, there's you see a claw hammer and a ball peen hammer lying on top of the toolbox in the bed of the truck, right nestled up against the cab, and then on the ground you see a crowbar.
I'm gonna grab the hammers and shove them in my backpack.
Okay. And who will grab the crowbar?
Come on, Incredible Hulk, you want to get it?
Yeah, I'll grab it. I'm gonna grab the. Wait, are we grabbing the hammer or the?
Chris grabbed the 2 hammers.
Okay.
Nathan.
I'll grab the
that would
crowbar.
leave you. Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab the crowbar.
So, now armed with a ball peen hammer, a claw hammer, and a crowbar, how would you like to enter into the wine cellar / house? You want to take the direct way through the wine cellar window, or would you like to take
Hold
another
on,
way
because I
into
feel like
the
there's gonna be another thing. Is the wine cellar window big enough for us to fit through?
One at a
Oh, yeah.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
one at a time because of the rose bush, but yeah, you can definitely fit in there.
Guys,
I'd rather not. Yep.
If you go through the house, then you're gonna have to locate the entrance to the wine cellar. Fancy houses like this typically hide the entrances to their wine cellars.
True. So yeah, easiest way to go through the window then the wine shop cellar. So let's just do that. So I guess I'll try first. I'll go behind the bush and I'll see if I can smash the window with the crowbar.
I feel like I'm getting cut off. Like, is anyone talking?
Nobody's talking.
Yeah,
I think
Nobody's
we're
talking.
waiting for Dragon.
I accidentally muted myself.
Wow.
Okay, wow. Okay. I'm just feeling it goes silent for long periods.
First, he didn't want to listen to us. Now he doesn't want to talk to us.
Right. Hey, it's your narration, guys. It's your story. Let me stop. So Nathan, you guys go on over to the house. Nathan, you press your body in a crouch, I'm assuming, between the rosebush and the mansion, trying not to get pricked by the sharp rose thorns. Make a brawn check, please. Difficulty 5.
Can I wrap my jacket around my hand and try to hold the thorns back off of him?
Yes, and by doing that, Nathan, do you have 2 adversity tokens that you would like to use to
No.
make that a success?
Oh wait, I have one from that, right? So
Yeah.
I've only got one.
Nathan, as you pull back, Chris kind of tries pushing the rose bush away. You get caught. A thorn grabs onto your jacket, and you go to swing, but it throws you off balance, and you kind of like miss the window and hit the side of the building instead. But you pull your arm back again, and you swing forward, this time connecting the pane, shattering the window. You move the crowbar around the sill, making sure that all the broken glass is cleaned off of it the best you can. You now have an entryway into the wine cellar. Do you proceed? Do you proceed into the wine cellar?
Who broke the window?
Nathan.
Then Nathan should
Yes.
go first.
Yes, I will proceed in there.
Everyone stay close.
Don't know how many times Discord is going to allow me to do this. Do you see the change?
Yes.
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 Okay,
It
perfect.
looks awesome.
And I'm gonna continue to hold the rose bush for anybody else that tries to follow Nathan in, and then I'll go last.
Wait, are those wires or nets?
Very well.
Looks very
Um, They're supposed to
web.
be spider webs, but that's a
good.
mutant spider.
Yeah, obviously.
Right?
It
Just
goes,
for Soraya
it goes
and Chris.
very well with the mutant Venus flytrap.
Chris
that
is
we're
not-
discussing.
Chris is not afraid of spiders. She's afraid of beetles. Spiders are fine.
So this is relatively what the room looks like. It's a little bit bigger, but this is a good summation. So there are actually shelves of wine. There is a desk. But something else that you notice, and honestly, all of you, I'm just gonna have you make a quick. Where is my notes? Okay. So as you enter into the wine cellar, it is dark, barely lit, only by the moonlight for the most part. But you're able to find some candles. Does any of you have a flashlight or any other kind of light emitting
I should have a flashlight.
tool?
I have a lighter.
I also have a lighter.
I could try to glow harder.
I got a flashlight.
Blow
so we can use
harder.
that.
Nathan, you turn on your flashlight and where is my table? Make a brains check, Nathan.
Any difficulty?
This is a floating difficulty, so
Okay.
that you really don't have to worry about. So, you guys get into the wine cellar. My God. And you see there is ectonium ore littering the inside of it. You can count and possibly collect, if you so choose, about 15 pieces of ectonium that have been scattered across the floor, on the desk. You also, as you rummage, as a group, you explore the wine cellar. Inside of the drawer, there is an old photo of, it looks like a burned out bedroom, possibly. Um, for the most part, it is a crime scene photo of the Sumner house and what was left of the bedroom. In addition, as you're rummaging through Soraya, you find a photograph of an old photograph that has turned yellowish amber of a woman. And if it wasn't for the fact that she looked like she had just been in a boxing match, you would see that she was actually quite beautiful. Chris, you find a singed and tattered journal, a diary, a K, and some other letter you can't tell because it looks like to have either been burned away or rubbed away. Seems to have been embossed on the leather at the corner. And finally, Shaggy. As you're looking around, you see behind one on the floor in front of one of the wine shelves, you see what look like scrape marks in the dust and concrete. With this scene, I hand it over to you. Which things would you like to investigate and talk about first? This scene is yours.
Are there candles we could light for more light?
Yeah, there's a few candles around that you could light, absolutely, to make it a little easier.
All right, I'm gonna go find a candle to light, and I'm gonna start flipping through the journal.
Chris, you're gonna flip through the journal. Nathan, what are you doing?
I'm gonna look at the actonium.
Nathan, you were looking at the Ectonium. Soraya, you were going to say, what were you doing?
Unpopular opinion, but I think we should burn this whole house down.
We're in.
Not until we
The
find out
house.
how to
We're
fix
in
Bling.
the house. Yeah, exactly.
The picture I'm looking at, does it have any writing on it on the back? Like, you know, a lot of people put shit on the back of their pictures back then.
Are you muted again, choreographer?
The photograph of the woman.
Yep.
Her face having been battered and bruised with one eye swollen shut. You look for a date on it, the month and the day has been scratched or worn away, but you can tell the year by squinting and holding it up to the light. 1930.
Does anyone
Shaggy.
remember the names of the original?
Shaggy, what are you doing about the scrape marks that you have found on the floor?
I'm just gonna say out loud. Are there rats in here? There are scratches on the floor over there.
So Shaggy mentions the scratches that are on the floor. Chris, I don't know if you're going to want to shorthand recite everything, or if you will want to, in your own voice, read aloud what you are reading.
I can read it aloud.
Very well. So out loud so you all can hear. These are the journal entries. Entry, February 14th, 1929. Jonathan is like no other. The way he looks at me makes me, and at this point, some of the words have been worn away. I know he is the one. Father always told me to, and there is another blank spot. But he is different. Entry, April 10th, 1929. Father always told me that someday I would have to visit crowds. Jonathan took me to see a motion picture at. I could never imagine such a wonderful life. I love him. And next to that entry, there's a drawing of a heart. Next to the calligraphied name, Jonathan. July 1st, 1929. Nobody else can see it. I see it. There is something wrong with the stock market. I called from New York. I hope he does. I need him. I don't feel that New York is safe right now. October 18th, 1929. There are small discolorations that dot this page, Chris. I know it was my fault. I should have reassured Jonathan that Sumter Inc. is privately owned and that we are safe from the crash. We provide jobs for everyone in the Crescent Valley. We mine the ore and with the help of B&B, send it to London for research. I should have let him be. I should have just stayed quiet. Entry, December 20th, 1929. I cannot believe it. And that line is written in caps. Or capitals. The day is finally here. Even with the world in chaos, I am happier than I have ever been. Today is my wedding day. In 3 more hours, I will be Mrs. Jonathan Maylor. Technically, I suppose, Jonathan would roll over in his grave if I left Sumter out of my name. Father would roll over in his grave if I left Sumter out of my name. Jonathan was very irate when I mentioned not taking his name. but understood the importance of the Sumner legacy. I am so glad he did. Entry, May 25th, 1930. One sentence. It reads, "A picture speaks 1,000 words." August 1st, 1930. In quotes, the word fixer. Fixer is my only way out. I am a Sumner. I am worth 1,000,000 of Jonathan. I am worth 1,000,000 of anyone. Fixer has become my mechanic. He will repair everything that needs to be fixing. October 5th, 1930. I thought this would be more difficult. I thought I would be happy as I sit here in the sunroom, watching the Arizona sky shift betwixt blue, orange, and red. I have more feeling towards the passing of the day than I do about the passing of my quote unquote husband. Have I been cursed to emptiness? September 3rd, 1945. Some teacher from Arizona State talked to Stephen today. They claim to be descendants of the Bryars and the Crease families. I called B&B, and sure enough, Michael is from the Bryars line. They want a part of Sumner Inc. That'll happen over my dead body. January 12th, 1946. Mr. Bryars is relentless. Every week for the past months he has called. Perhaps if he didn't ask for so much, I would be more than happy to give him something. I may have to call Fixer to deal with this nuisance. There are more entries, Chris. Would you like to continue reading?
We could, if you, if it works out, okay, we could do a summary of the rest of them.
In summary,
In summary.
This person talks about
Wait, we don't know who's the journal belongs to? It's the
not
chick,
quite
right?
yet.
Oh.
Which chicks? What chicks?
Well,
Soraya?
she says she married Jonathan, so doesn't that make her marry? Isn't that?
No.
Well, there was a letter
Michael-
K
Michael,
on the
there
front of
was-
the journal, right?
Oh,
Yep. Yes, there was a letter K on the front of the journal.
okay.
But Soraya, what I will tell you, since you thought about that, is what is starting to formulate in your head is the article that you read in the library on the microfiche about a Christina Sumner.
Okay.
The rest of the entries dictate how, and I will just refer to this person as Christina, how she planned to ruin Michael and Mary's because they decided they wanted to try and take a share of the company. She forced Michael to cheat on Mary. Mary basically went insane and lit a fire. And Christina's fixer friend was able to rescue their twin children from the burning building and deliver them to her brother Stephen. The last entries document how the ghost of Mary was hunting her down, with the last entry being, "I have to warn Stephen." Two other things that you find, Chris, along with the journal, are two birth certificates for a Jacob and James Bryars, as well as a stack of adoption papers showing how Stephen Sumner adopted them on October 1st, 1947. Their names of what they had been turned to has been scratched out, and there is a small key underneath this paperwork. I give you the scene with that information.
This chick was crazy. Like, she legit had people killed.
Can you really be crazy?
See, I don't really see it that way.
You don't think having people killed is not crazy?
When they're trying to destroy your family, you destroy them first.
Okay,
Damn.
but Mary and
Michael.
Michael asking to have a part of what should have been theirs to begin with is not trying to destroy your family.
Says
And then
who? Says who? Who says it should have been theirs to begin with?
either way, she still manipulated everything, which led to a bunch of murder, and now Mary killing a ton of people after that. And if this person that wrote this journal hadn't been so crazy, none of that would have happened.
If Mary and Michael hadn't been so greedy, none of this would happen.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
did anybody stop to think that this was an abused woman?
Who,
She was an abused
Christine?
woman.
Look at
Christine
the
or Mary?
picture. The
Christina was an abused woman.
yeah.
I don't think Christina would let anyone abuse her based on the way she talked. She had a
Based on
picture.
the picture that you have and her journal entries, I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. Was her husband was abusing her, so she had him murdered, and then she
Well-
became crazy.
If the journal entries do fit the date on the picture.
Okay.
And she did have the journal entry that said a picture's worth 1,000 words.
My thing right now is what is in this room that's gonna bring Bunny back.
Yeah, that's what I've been
I don't
trying
know,
to think
what's
from
that
the
key
minute we
fit?
got in here.
Yeah, I wonder what this key goes to.
He
should
said-
probably
he
go look
said
at
our
the
answer was
scratches.
in the wine cellar.
Can I go examine the scratches that Shaggy pointed out?
Yeah, let's examine
Abs-
those.
Okay. And because for the most part you guys are doing it together, I will not even have you make a check for this. You examine it and you notice that it is stuck on one end, but it seems to be able to move with a lot of effort on the other end. You haven't tried to move it at this point, but you can tell that it can be moved.
What
Swung
is it?
open, if you will. The wine rack.
Okay. So we try to swing open the wine rack.
How many of you are going to attempt to do this?
I'm gonna help.
I'm gonna let the men handle this. I'm tiny.
Men?
I was just gonna say.
Well, you put yourself in there. I would have just let him and him handle it.
Shaggy, do you want to also lend yourself to help open this, swing this wine rack
No.
open?
Shaggy's gonna try and sneak off to find food.
No. Shaggy, you're not going anywhere. You're gonna help.
Well, if you're not going to help move the wine rack, can you at least stand in front of the door so Shaggy doesn't wander off?
I can do that.
Thank you.
So, Chris, it is just you and Nathan, correct?
That's what it sounds like.
Both of you make a brawn roll, please.
That's a 4 because we get the +1. I forgot to put that in there.
And Nathan, did you already add your +1 modifier to that?
No, I didn't. Do you want me to do that again?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
So that's 6 and 4. So that's 10. You guys grab a hold of it, and it gives way the slightest bit, confirming that it can open, but being unable to get a firm grasp on it, your fingers slip and you stumble backwards slightly.
Shaggy, can you come over here and help?
No, fine.
We're going to do the whole on 3 thing.
1, 2, 3, and then go, or 1, 2.
1, 2,
On
3,
three.
and then go.
1, 2, 3, and so it's on go. We go.
All three of you make a brawn check, please.
We have modifier with this or no?
I forgot
Yes,
to
it's
add my
always gonna be a
modifier again. I'm
+1.
sorry, I'm 8.
It's fine. So 8, 5, and 7.
5 and 8.
All
that's-
three of you
that's with the
combined.
modifier.
Okay. Regardless, all three of you combined struggle, but you pull the wine rack on its hinges away from the door and away from the wall, and behind it is a door.
Does the door have a keyhole?
There is a small keyhole.
Can I
Can we
try the
try the
key I
key?
found in the journal?
Using the key from the desk, you unlock the door, and it effortlessly swings open. Inside is a large 20 square foot room. It looks identical to the picture, except for it is not burned. It looks as if could be the bedroom of someone to be able to sleep in today, except for it has not been used in many years.
I'm
You,
gonna
Nathan.
step in and start going
I'm
through
gonna look
drawers and
around,
stuff.
see what I can find.
Very well. Shaggy, what are you doing?
Shaggy's gonna follow Nathan.
Very well. Soraya, what are you doing?
I'm going to stay between Shaggy and the door to the outside. Because she told me to.
Thing that you would like to add to any of this, Bunny?
Now who's muted?
I don't know. Maybe
She's having
Bunny.
mic issues.
No.
Oh, gotcha. Nathan, you see that on the bed there is a blue dress that looks exactly like the one that the blue lady had been wearing, except for this one looks almost brand new, except for that the bottom hem has had a length of a strip of cloth torn from it. Also on the bed, you find another journal. It is a leather-bound journal. The book has the initials TS embossed at the corner. And as you look at it, you see that it is written in a language that, at first glance, obviously is not English. Would you like to try to
Yes, I'm gonna
decipher?
try and decipher it.
Make a floating brains check, please. Would you like to add any adversity tokens to that?
I'd want to make it 5.
Very well. Do you say anything about the journal to anybody?
I'm just gonna read it. I'm just gonna start looking at it, see if I can decipher it.
As soon as you really give it a good look, you realize that it is written in Latin. And you can readily make out the first two entries. Entry number 1. It is all about bringing the cause of death to something in remembrance. Maybe if I burned something. Entry number 2. I just heard from the research team. Ectonium works because it absorbs the spirits of the dead. How they figured that out, I will never know. As you flip the page over, you're having trouble reading the rest of the book.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Can I? Okay.
Okay.
Can I try and see if there's anything in there that would help bring Bunny back?
You're looking at it, and for the most part, the Latin is escaping you. I'll let you make another brains check.
Okay.
Make another floating brains roll. This time the difficulty will at least be 6.
How do we do floating again, or is it just roll?
So floating is just a roll. It means that there's just whatever you roll
Okay.
determines what I will give you for information. So, but on this particular one, it would be a difficulty of 6 at least.
Damn.
Did you read it out loud, or would you like to
Yes.
say anything about this journal at this point?
I'm gonna mention to the guys. Like, hey, I got a book here, but it's Latin. I'm trying to decipher it. Maybe somebody else has an idea.
I'm gonna go over and peek at it.
Okay. So Nathan, Chris comes over to look at the book with you. Do you allow her to take a glance at it herself?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, I can make out a little bit of this, but it mentions Ectonium. But maybe there's something. I don't know. Maybe you can decipher a little bit better than I can.
Chris, make a brains check, please. Difficulty minimum of 6 at this point. And Nathan, if you would like to use any adversity tokens, you can.
I
help her
have
with it.
none.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got dust in my eyes. I can't see it.
Nathan
Okay.
and Nathan and Chris, both of you make brains checks, please.
What the heck?
Oh, back-to-back ones.
I'm just gonna start rubbing at my eyes with my shirt.
Chris, Chris is suffering from some allergies, and in addition to that, Chris hasn't really eaten in the last 3 days. Her brain
Purely
is not
affects her
working.
Latin side.
It completely affects. But with her by your side, you have been able to effectively decipher the rest of it, and you are specifically looking for a way to get Bunny back.
I'm gonna go back to shuffling through her stuff, but now I feel defeated.
I'm going to inch up and take a peek at the book.
So the third entry reads, certain people can hear the recently departed within the ore. It seems there needs to be a certain familiarity with the recently deceased. Now the researchers are requesting to run experiments on bringing the dead back to life. I wish Tommy would just stop this madness. Entry 4 reads, I have to head back to New York. Tommy called me today. He seemed to be too excited to even talk. He just kept repeating that they had done it. I hope he's not talking about what he thinks he is. The last thing he said before he hung up was something about the researchers placing the ore on the recently deceased, or asleep. I think he's gone mad. I pray he doesn't take me with him to his insanity. Skipping a few entries, you see that one of the last entries is a sigil of some kind that has been inscribed. Instructions have been noted on the drawing, how to go about drawing the sigil. And lastly, it reads, of all those present, only those who know the departed may attend. The embracement of hands and imbuement of self into the sigil. The ritual must not be broken until completed.
We're all gonna die.
Okay, we found a way to bring Bunny back, but
No, we didn't. Did it not just say it needed a body?
we've got a body and a sleeping dude outside, do we not?
You're gonna throw Bunny, a teenage girl, into a man's body, a rotting man's
I
body.
don't think that's how it's gonna work. I think it's gonna somehow bring her back. I think it's gonna
Doesn't it
replace
have
the
to
body.
be Bunny's body?
Oh my god!
It just said recently. It said recently deceased
yeah,
or
recently,
sleeping
not
sleeping person.
What? So you're just gonna go find someone who's sleeping and stuff Bunny in them?
We don't know if there's stuff Bunny in them. What if maybe it brings Bunny back? We don't know.
So you're gonna kill someone else to bring Bunny back?
It doesn't mention killing anybody.
What was that, Bunny?
Exactly. We gotta try. It doesn't mention that the person will be inside that body. It just says we need a recently deceased person or a sleeping person. That's it.
What do you think it wants the body for?
I don't know. Maybe it's got to use its energy. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna switch places. Maybe Bunny's body will magically reappear. We don't know. Right?
No, this is science.
With a little bit of paranormal magic. Okay. I don't know. What else do we have to lose?
I want to bring Bunny back, but not if it means sacrificing some poor innocent sleeping guard guy, and then Bunny's going to come back as a hairy middle-aged man.
We don't know that. We don't know that yet.
But we don't.
Yeah. Can we get the exact wordings again? Are you muted, Cheeks?
The
Okay.
exact wording is in two separate entries. Entry 4 says the last thing he said before he hung up was something about the researchers placing the ore on the recently deceased or asleep. Two entries later was a sigil of some kind with the instructions of all those present, only those who know the departed may attend. The embracement of hands and imbuement of self into the sigil. The ritual must not be broken until completed.
Into the sigil.
Okay, so
The
but
sigil might
only
bring
those
her
who
body
know the
back.
only those who know the departed may attend, which means sleeping guard guy who doesn't know the departed should not be there.
But it says all those attending, they're doing the ritual. They're just getting put.
He's still attending.
I mean, is he really? He's asleep.
Soraya,
Yes.
make a brains check, please. Difficulty of 6. As you go back and look at these separate things, it strikes you that this is possibly two different ways of achieving the same goal. Either placing the ore onto the recently deceased or somebody who is asleep, or drawing the sigil out and performing the ritual.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's do that. then.
Okay.
Let's do the sigil in the. Let's do that. Everybody here knows the recently departed. We know Bunny.
But we're
So we're all
not
attending.
like, well, like some of us, but like, no offense, but Shaggy's only been around here for the summer. Like, and then
But
should
he
we
still
bring in a
knows her.
family? Should we bring
He
in parents?
still-
Should we get her?
We should
No.
absolutely not bring in her parents.
Yeah, exactly. Shaggy knows her well enough.
It didn't say has to know her entire life story
Just to
and
know the recently
has spent
departed.
intimate time with her. Just that he has to know her.
Exactly,
shut
and he
the door.
knows her.
Okay.
That too. Like, we're giving our life energy to create her a new body.
Drop of blood, right? Maybe, yeah. Just everybody, come on, just poke your finger. You got a knife? Everybody poke their finger, right? We'll do it like that. It's fine.
And it doesn't really give clear instructions. She's right. Like, what do we do? We just draw a sigil and put the like. There's no like clear path from A to B.
Is there anything else in the
See,
book that might explain
be-
that?
So there is the drawing of the sigil that is written. It does tell you exactly how to draw the sigil out. And it does have little they look like crudely drawn, and when compared to the sigil itself, like little squiggly half circles, and then one big half circle in the center of the pentacle.
What? Also, I had a thought. I lost it.
What else do we have to lose? Like, Bunny's dead. She's in a rock. Let's just try it.
You are so dead, dude.
Dead.
Honey
Dead.
no longer has a
Dead.
living body with blood flowing through it.
You are dead.
You're dead.
You are a spirit. Exactly what it says. Ectonium. There's Ectonium can bring in souls. You were a soul. You're dead. You are a spirit. You're dead. You were the recently deceased. Okay.
Okay, here's the deal. I'm all for trying this, and
I
I
am
know that
too.
it says that it takes the life energy of the people that do it, but here's the thing. If there's 4 of us and it takes 25% of our energy to bring Bunny back, we still got 75% of our life force left, and
Exactly.
I'm fine with that.
Me too. Let's do it. Let's do it right here. Let's do it right here. I got chalk in my backpack. We can draw this sigil. Let's do it.
That's my thought. I found my thought. It was over there lurking. If this is so like, why haven't they done it before? Why?
They did.
Yeah, we don't know that. Clearly,
The journal
it's
says
done-
they
done
did it.
before. Exactly. I don't want to know. I don't care. All we care about is bringing Bunny back. So let's. I got chalk in my backpack. Let's draw the sigil. Let's figure this out and try it.
Shaggy's thinking about food.
Shaggy, if you do this, we'll get you food afterwards. I promise. I will buy you a biggest pizza you've ever had. Yeah.
Shaggy's in.
There you go.
So, who is going to draw the sigil?
I'll probably draw it.
Make me a brains roll, please. So, you draw the sigil. Fairly confident. Soraya reaches over and pulls Bunny Prime off your neck, Nathan, and places her into the center of the sigil.
Should we have all Bunny pieces?
Yes. So you put all Bunny pieces into the center? Is that what you're going to do?
Yep, I'll take
Yes, yeah.
Shaggy's and put it in the center because he's probably not paying attention.
You take each other's hands, and we're going to start with Nathan. What about Bunny? One thought. What is it about Bunny that you think of?
Kind.
Shaggy, one thought about Bunny that goes through your mind. What is it?
Drugs.
Say drugs.
Drugs. Chris, a thought about Bunny.
Are we saying this out loud to the group?
Yes. Well, you're not saying it out loud, but you're basically just saying it to me. What is it that you are thinking about?
So the first thing that popped in my head was about the fact that Chris still feels like it was partially her fault that Bunny died.
Soraya, what is a thought that goes through your head about Bunny?
Overly, unhealthily. I probably pronounced that wrong. Optimistic.
As you take each other's hands and you concentrate on Bunny, a light starts to emit from the center of the sigil, from the stone. At first, it is flashes between blue green, and red. And then it becomes so intense and so bright, it turns into a white. The four of you are forced to close your eyes as this dark basement room is fully illuminated as if the sun was shining. And then all is quiet. All is still. Bunny, for the first time in the past 24 hours, you feel yourself once again.
No fucking way.
You feel cold. You feel uncomfortable. You feel like you're lying on concrete. And you feel clothes being placed onto you. As you all look down, Nathan has placed some clothes on top of Bunny. I give you the scene.
Guys, it worked. She's back. See? Told you it would work. Check my backpack. I've got some stuff in there. I knew that would work. I had a strong feeling.
Unpopular opinion. I think we should take the journal and burn this place down.
Wait, what's up with you burning it down?
Just saying.
Well, that's arson. Miss, I don't want to commit any crime.
We've committed
We're not-
plenty of crimes.
Burning down somebody's house.
They don't live here anymore. What do they care?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty big presence if we burn the house down.
We're already going to be
Perfect.
got for busted or for breaking and entering. Well, I'm going to be got because you guys probably are indistinguishable on the
Yeah,
camera.
but the cameras are they're shit. Don't worry about it.
I'm
We're
just
not burning
saying,
the house
if
down.
we
We're not-
burn
Talking
it
about this?
down, there's
With
no
bunnies?
evidence in the cameras. Cameras go with
Bunnies-
it.
I don't know. We'll see about that. Bunny's back. That's all that matters, right?
Oh, speaking of which, Chris is going to hug Bunny. I had someone walk in right when that happened, so I didn't have a chance to say that.
You also have to change it in Discord as well. On the thing.
See. Now I get to add this to my book. Okay, this is perfect. Good publicity. I'm gonna make a book. I'm gonna make millions off of this. You kidding me?
You're not publishing this.
Why not? You realize we just brought somebody back from the dead, right? You know how amazing
Tell
that is?
me, tell me the ramifications of people bringing their loved ones back from the dead.
I don't know. I mean, we'd have
Logically,
celebrities
tell
like
me
Elvis
the-
and everything else back, right? You don't know that. Come on. I mean,
So
other than having no clothes on, I mean, I'm sure you do now, but
you
all happened.
all need to record on your character sheets that you now have -1 to all of your charisma checks.
Wait, what?
And this is a permanent
Ooh.
effect.
I already have no
Where do we put
charisma.
it? Just put it in our note.
Yeah, just put it in your notes. So whenever you make a check, you'll have to make sure to put in a -1 to your
Everything.
charisma checks. To your
Oh,
charisma
just charisma.
checks.
Okay.
Yes.
I got a +3. Now I got a +2.
No. And see. Soraya didn't want to do this, so worked. Hey, if I didn't drop you, we wouldn't have had the idea to have everybody hear you. So you can thank me for that.
Where's the book right now?
I've got it. You're not getting it. I'm keeping this.
No.
Yes, I am.
no,
We first of
no,
all,
no.
hold on.
I
Let me finish. We can't let this get out, okay?
exactly says
I
who I'm
can,
gonna publish it.
I'm not gonna publish the whole thing. I'm just gonna publish tidbits. That's it. Good idea. But no, I'm keeping this book. I'm putting the book in my backpack and it's staying there. Yes. Yes.
So there's two journals right now. There's Christina's journal, and then there's this journal that was found on the bed.
I
I'm
have
taking the one from the
Christina's
bed.
journal, and that's the one that's got the tears in it.
So, are you going to leave the mansion, or are you going to try to burn it down?
I'm not going to be.
I'm
involved
not
in any
burning it down.
arson.
I
I'm
am
getting
gonna,
outta
however,
here.
put Christina's journal back where I found it.
No, they don't. There is literally been a dead body sitting in front of this place, which
They're in
we
New
still
York.
haven't.
They're in New York. Somebody's gonna come back. And first of all, you want to burn the house down and have the cops and the fire department here? No, not happening. We've had enough trouble. I'm not dealing with that. Let's go. Let's just get out of here. We accomplished our mission. Bunny's alive. Let's get the hell out of here. That's a big one. I agree.
Robbing, breaking and entering, not reporting a crime. What else is there for? What other laws are
We
there? For
don't
us
need to
break?
add arson to that, okay?
Let's add some more fifth. I want to steal some wine.
What, Shaggy? No, we're not stealing wine.
But Jackie can sell it and make money.
Oh my, yeah.
Ooh.
We're not taking any wine. Let's get out of here.
No,
Why are we
no,
even
now
still
it's
here?
fun.
Why are we even still here? The ghost is gone. We burned the ghost. Bunny's alive. What else do we have to do? We're done. We did it. We can go home
Deal.
now and not die.
I like that you think the ghost is gone. There have been multiple ghosts since this whole thing started.
But only
And
one trying
one-
to kill us.
Exactly. And they're burned. They're gone. We burned the thing that it was attached to. They're gone. So I say, let's get out of here. Let's go home and forget this all ever happened, except for when I read in my book, and then we'll remember. But other
You're
than
not
that,
publishing it, Nathan.
we'll talk about it later. I didn't say I'm not publishing the whole thing. I'm just publishing about the Ectonium. That's it. Pure chaos, I bet, but I don't care about that right now. Let's just go. You are not. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna slap her hand. I'm gonna zip up my backpack and I'm gonna walk out of the mansion. I'm out of here. I'm going back up the window and I'm out of here.
Hey, Shaggy, he's got candy bars in that backpack. Go
No,
get it.
Shaggy, I don't get away from me, Shaggy.
Shaggy, go get those cookies in that backpack. I saw them earlier.
Shaggy, they're in Bunny's backpack, not mine. They're actually all. I moved everything over to Bunny's backpack. I'm out of here. I'm leaving the mansion.
Nathan scrambles up the desk and goes to crawl out of the window with Shaggy hot on his heels. Bunny and Soraya chasing close behind, trying to convince Shaggy that Nathan has a backpack full of snacks and cookies, and Chris, in her typical manner, shakes her head, rolls her
Down
eyes,
behind us.
and just follows in behind.
I'm gonna yell last one. I'm gonna yell one more thing at Shaggy. If you take this backpack, Shaggy, you're not getting that big pizza.
Oh. Still feeling the wine.
As the five of you crawl out from under the house, the ground is wet. And my music stops. There it goes. The ground is wet, and the first rays of sunlight reflect off of the pools of water with a clean orangish hue. The rising sun can be seen clearly as the night storm has dissipated. As you look into the sunrise over the horizon, you appraise one another. Dark circles have formed under your eyes from the perils and the lack of sleep. A mixture of emotions flow through you. Hope, relief, satisfaction. Whatever it is that you are feeling, having overcome the trials of the past few days, you know that one thing is for sure. For now, the chaos at Crescent Wash and the nightmare of the Blue Lady is finally over.
Good morning, Crescent River Valley. It is a gorgeous day outside today. The sun is shining and every shadow seems a little bit brighter. This is your DJ singing the hot dog scene, bringing you the hottest tracks in the airwaves. So spin the wheels, grab your handlebars, and get your day started. It's gonna be a beautiful morning.
I think you're white, just fine, babe.
Maybe it was Crescent Watch. I thought it was Crescent Watch.
You taking me far, far from my avatar. I think I get a bit addicted. It's the fear to get afflicted, but nothing worries me. We are on the run, and beautiful flight. Don't be afraid, I'm the one.
here. Listen to everything. Help me, please. If you can hear me.
She was in love with a boy, in love with a girl, so in love with the world, so beautiful. She was in love with the night, the way the sun shines. All she needed was love to have to hold, and nobody could make her feel down. She was always smiling from ear to ear, and everybody wondered around. Will she ever know the feeling of tears? All she said to them was live your life just like you're young again. No, don't you cry, just get back up again. 'Cause